Imagine a land of endless forests, vast plains, and untamed freedom, a place that would one day rise as the most powerful nation on earth. But America was not built overnight. It was born through struggle, courage, and dreams. In the 1700s, 13 British colonies along the Atlantic coast began to ask a dangerous question. Why should distant kings decide our future? When the first shots of the Revolutionary War rang out in 1775, ordinary farmers became soldiers, fighting for an extraordinary idea: freedom, led by George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, and Thomas Jefferson. They declared independence on July 4th, 1776. It was not just a rebellion, it was a revolution of the human spirit. Yet, freedom came at a cost. As the new nation expanded westward, conflict followed with native nations, with slavery, and within itself. The dream of manifest destiny pushed Americans across the continent, building railroads and cities. But the question of equality tore the nation apart. In 1861, the Civil War erupted, claiming over 600,000 lives. From the ashes, a new, united America would emerge. By the late 1800s, steel, steam, and electricity transformed the nation. Millions of immigrants arrived from Europe and Asia, chasing the promise of a better life. They built the railroads, fueled the factories, and gave rise to a new industrial America. Skyscrapers reached for the clouds, and New York became a symbol of endless opportunity. The 20th century tested America's strength to world wars, the Great Depression, and social upheaval. Yet in every trial, the nation rebuilt. From the beaches of Normandy to the factories of Detroit, Americans proved that unity could overcome even the darkest times. And when World War II ended, America stood tall, not as a conqueror, but as a global leader. The decades that followed brought both prosperity and protest. The civil rights movement demanded justice and equality, led by voices like Martin Luther King Jr. and Rosa Parks. In 1969, when Neil Armstrong stepped onto the moon, it felt as though the entire world had taken that step together. Today, America remains a land of contradictions, of innovation and inequality, of hope and hardship. But its story is far from over. Every generation writes a new chapter, redefining what freedom and opportunity mean. Because the story of America is not about where it began. It's about where it dares to go next.